we'll get into part 2 now, and we'll get into progression 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so progression number 4, once we can do the 30-second pike hold, is going to be our chest to wall handstand. So unfortunately I don't have a super amount of space in here, so it's going to be a little bit hard to see everything, but hopefully it'll do the best it can. And you can always go on YouTube and search chest to wall handstand for some more visual representations of it. But from here, guys, what we're going to do is start off in our push-up position, okay, like so, and from there, without even moving the hands, we're just going to try and walk the legs up. I'll move this way a little bit more. We're just going to try and walk the legs up as far up the wall as we can, without moving the hands. Once we've walked them as far as we can, try and push the shoulders towards the ears, try and create a nice straight line through the body, and hold this position. Okay, then bring yourselves down. Probably record that one, or make sure it feels good, maybe have someone look at it. Are you in a straight line? Once you know that you are, then you can work on to the next step, which is gradually walking them hands, walking them feet up the wall. Okay, so same position, walk the feet up as high as you can. Once you come into that straight line, gently, small steps with the hands and feet, keeping the body straight. Walk as far up the wall as you feel comfortable. Push tall, create that straight line. Keep the shoulders open. And then you can take very small steps, keeping the straight line all the way down. And back to the push-up, okay? So the goal here is to build towards 60 seconds in that position, okay? Again, building towards holding with the hands from about 3 inches from the wall. So that might not happen straight away. Take your time to progress to that. Make sure you've got the confidence that you don't feel like you're going to fall off the wall at this point. But yeah, that's your chest to wall handstand. The goal is 60 seconds with the hands 3 inches off the wall. One just bit of advice to give you this one is leave gas in the tank. If you're up there, 60 seconds is really hard for you. You've also got to get down. And until you know how to bail, which I'm going to show you in a minute, but until you know how to bail, you're not going to know how to get down from the wall. So what I suggest you do is leave gas in the tank so you've got the energy to also walk down without just completely losing your position. Okay? Good. From there, we've got number 5, which is your kick to handstand. So first of all, I'm going to show you a pattern that I'd like to work on. So when we kick to handstand, this is just kind of for you to understand the movement. When we kick to handstand, we have one leg in front of the other. If someone pushes you from behind, it's going to be that leg that you step forwards with. If you've ever kicked a football, it's probably going to be the leg that you set with. Not the kicking leg, but the leg that you set with. In most cases, that'll be the leg that you'll start with. Now from here, balance on that leg. Okay, bring your arms overhead, and we do what's called a front to back scale. So we reach the foot all the way back. We want to be able to get to a straight line here, so parallel to the floor, keeping the hip from rotating open, and then all the way through, and be able to hold this 90-degree position. Okay, I'll just show you one more time. And this is called your front to back scale. Obviously putting the arms overhead does make it harder, but yeah, you can build towards doing that, but obviously when we do a handstand, we're going to be going into that position, so I just find it simulates that a little bit more, okay? And that's a good exercise to get down before you go for the kick up. It'll just give you a little bit more control within that kick up than if you can't do that movement where maybe you'll be a little bit all over the place. Because essentially when we come to do our kick up, we want to be nice and controlled, nice and smooth, nice and soft. So a cue that I'll give for the kick ups is the wall is glass, okay? So whatever we're kicking to, imagine that it's a big thin pane of glass, okay? So we have to be soft when we kick it. How's this going to work? Hopefully the mic won't go crazy, or the phone won't go crazy. But yeah, from here, we're going to get into that position. So the support leg, okay, is on the left side. So the front leg's on the left side, the one that we did the front to back scale on. And the right leg is from behind. From here, the first thing we do is just have our arms by our side and we fix our gaze on the point where we're going to be kicking to. Okay, so if we're going to kick a few inches off the wall, we're going to fix our gaze on that point. From here, just start with arms by the side, scoop into that position and stand back up. Don't even worry about kicking yet, just simply scoop into that position
and stand back up. Okay, and can we do that nice and smoothly? Next step, do the same thing and add a little kick off that front leg. So we're here, scoop, kick, back down. You should be able to return to the same point each time. Back down. Okay, once that's doable, we can finally then go for the kicks to handstand. So we've got to fall into it a little bit more. Okay, spend a little bit of time on this left leg and then quite a propulsive kick, and that will, as long as that back leg is going towards the wall, that will then let us go to the handstand. Okay, so from here, same position, eyes fixed, scoop, take the time, kick, and control back down. Once more, scoop, take the time on the left leg, kick, and control back down. Okay, the volume suggestion here is to be able to do 3 reps in 3 attempts with perfect form. Okay, well, with very, very good form. Okay, as good as you can. So the wall should be like glass, it should be very soft. You should return to the same position that you started in, no loss of balance. The arm should stay straight, it should be one smooth continuous motion, and that's sort of 3 out of 3 good consistent reps like that is where I want you to be at before you progress to the next step. Okay, take your time on this one, guys. It's a difficult movement, there's lots going on, but with good practice and making sure that you get that front to back scale on point. Again, if you're limited in like hamstring flexibility, it's going to be something to work on. Okay, you can do it with bent legs, don't get me wrong, but my philosophy around it is to move with a sense of mastery and grace. So I like things to be straight and beautiful. Not saying it's not beautiful with legs not straight, but you get what I mean. Okay, if it's something that it's a gap for you, it would be worth working on a little bit if you really do want to improve your handstand training. Okay, that brings us on to the final 2 progressions. Okay, so 7 and 8. This is going to be what's called your float. So, oh sorry, no, it's not. It's going to be your bail. My bad. We've got 6, 7, and 8. We've got 3 more. So, your bail is essentially what I'll teach in order for people to be comfortable with falling from the handstand. So, step 6 is going to be your bail, and this is what I teach in order to get people to be comfortable with falling from a handstand. So, essentially, what we're doing is from a chest to wall position, we're going to let our right arm or our lead arm, so the way we know it's our lead arm, for most of you it will be your right, but if you do a cartwheel, or if you've ever done a cartwheel, think about which leg do you start on. Okay, if you start on that left leg, so same as the handstand kick up there, if you start with the left leg forwards and then you go into it like that, okay, and you kick with your right leg, sorry, you swing with your right leg, but you kick with your left, so your left leg's forwards, then it'll be your right hand that will probably move first. Now you want to be able to do both sides, but usually have a good side to start on, and then you can develop that pattern into doing it the other side as well. So if you cartwheel left leg forwards, then it'll be the right hand that moves. Okay. From here, you're going to get into a chest to wall handstand, and just start nice and easy. Start not too close to the wall. I just want you to practice. Can you just let that leg hand come forwards, and then let yourself fall down? Okay, without bashing anything. And then obviously once it feels comfortable, you can work yourself further and further up the wall. So it's about keeping the shape, keeping the nice straight line, the hand comes forwards, the body follows, and we go down. Okay, and then I'll show you one now where I'm actually all the way up the wall, and then you'll see that you have to rotate a bit more. So I'm all the way up, let myself fall, hand comes forwards, body turns, finish in this position. You might not always finish standing, you might end up sort of finishing on your knees and stuff a bit, but essentially what it does is it prevents you from going and landing on your back. So it gets you to turn out, use the body to turn out and land in a more efficient position than just back slapping, which isn't very comfortable. Okay, this one you might want to have a mat down or some cushions or something to start with. That's absolutely fine. This is not really a progression where I can give volume, it's just, can you do it confidently? Once you can do it confidently, then you can move on to the next step. The next step is going to be floats. So floats, the reason why I show you the bail there is because floats are actually holding off the wall. Okay, so we can do it chest to wall or back to wall. I like chest to wall because there's a bit more of a fear element, and that'll translate to actually doing it freestanding. But essentially, we're going to get ourselves up the wall, 3, 4, 5 inches from the wall, and then we're going to try and balance both the legs off the wall and hold that position. The intention is to do it for 30 seconds. Be able to do it for 30 seconds facing the wall with the front, 30 seconds facing the wall with the back, and then you'd be ready for a freestanding handstand. Okay, so I'll just show you what that looks like. We get into that chest to wall position, we push tall, one leg comes off, engage the fingers, and we balance. And obviously if we fall too far,